I'm like, I'm gonna die at the flea market. Yo everybody, this is Rocco the Great, and now let me get right to it. We are gonna be telling you a story today, 100% true, about how I almost died at the flea market. Now, for those of you who follow my channel, my throat is still recovering. I lost it like a week ago, and I'm slowly getting back there. And if you couldn't tell, I couldn't get out to go to do a toy hunt, so here I am with a inside the house video. I'm gonna be telling you guys a story of 100% true of how I almost died at the flea market, and it would have been such a stupid, weird, horrible death. And now for those of you who watch with your kids, it's gonna be kept clean, and to them they'll think it's silly, but it's actually really serious and bad what happened. Oh man, so let's get right to it. I go to the flea market on the weekends. I am a vintage toy, I'm not actually a vintage toy collector, but I do buy them, but I love just finding all kinds of vintage stuff, new and old. You can find anything at the flea market. I love the flea market. For those of you who subscribe to the channel, I do toy hunts at the flea market. You guys love them. So I am always at the flea market, and one time, I'm working with chemicals right now, and it kind of jogged my memory, and it brought me back to this story. So that's why I'm telling this story, and I'm not gonna give it away. We're gonna just come along for the ride. I think it's a good story, and I think you guys should like it. So let's do some background first. Now, I am a drifter, a flea marketer, and I like to go really super early. So sometimes I'll wake up super duper early, and I'll get to the flea market for like 4 or 5 o'clock. It used to be 4, now it's like 5:30 is like the good early time. But this was a few years ago, or maybe it was, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But it was like a year or so ago. Or it was a few years ago. It doesn't matter, again, it's years ago. Okay. But not that far back. And I was going to the Englishtown Flea Market. So anyone who knows the Englishtown Flea Market knows that there is this really weird, shady bathroom that is just like a box. It's like, at least it's not porta potties, but it might be worse. So there's this bathroom there, and it's like this, it looks like this little house, but it's in the middle of other flea market things. The flea market is big. Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey is a very big flea market. For those of you who are familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. There's this little booth, and it's about the size of someone's shed, and it has like a girl part and a guy part. Now there is this old guy who works inside of the, alright, well, let not even go that far. So now I go to the flea market super early, and sometimes I don't even drink my morning coffee, but sometimes on the way to the flea market, because it's like a 30-minute trip, I drink some hot coffee. And now this doesn't happen much, but it happened this time, and I'm still thinking about it to this day. I'm making a video, so it really impacted my life. Now, this might get a little bit gross, but again, yeah, PG. The whole point when you get to the flea market, you want to be the first one on the floor. You want to find all the deals before somebody else gets those deals first. Early bird gets the worm. Perfect. So when I get to the flea market, I don't think of anything. I just try to run up and down like the Terminator. I'm like looking like this. And you don't want to take any stops. You don't want to stop for food. You don't want to stop to go to the bathroom. You don't want to stop for anything. But this day, my stomach, I'm walking to the flea market. I walk very fast. If anyone knows me from the flea market, because some people actually stopped me at my flea market and was like, hey, I watch you on YouTube. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm always running. And I was walking to the flea market this time. I parked my car, I'm walking to it, and I just go, and I'm like, this shooting feeling that I don't think I've ever felt, where it's like, sometimes you could even try to hold it before you're done with the flea market, because I don't stay long. I go in, zoom, 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 and I'm out. So, and you don't want to go to these bathrooms. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to go to these bathrooms. And before 2020, I was kind of a germaphobe, and 2020 made me not, but that's a whole nother story. But, so I'm like, I dread those bathrooms. I rather go into the woods. I rather go in the woods. Perfect. And I get that shooting pain, and I was like, all right, there's a Wawa over here. It was urgent. I didn't even think I was gonna make it to the bathroom, honestly. So it was that bad, because I would wait till I'm home. I would wait till I go to Wawa or something. I couldn't wait. it was like, it's happening. It's like a baby. When they're like, it's coming out, it's coming out. I run, where I couldn't run. I was like doing that, like Paul Blart, like my legs stuck together, fast walk to the bathroom that I dread. I dread this thing. It's disgusting. There's no windows in it. And if there are windows in it, they're those, you know, basement windows, they're never open. So this comes into play later on in the story. So I am in this bathroom, and you go in the bathroom, there's this guy. He's an older gentleman, gray hair, and he's always singing. He's like singing the oldies. He's like, oh, you know, like he's always singing in there. He's saying hello because you gotta tip him. That's his thing. I think he works there. He's not with the, I don't know. It's this whole thing. I think maybe they just let him work there and he works on tips or something, because I'm pretty sure the flea market's not paying him. This thing is not like up to code, if you know what I'm saying. It very much feels like it's a flea market table, but as a bathroom. Like this guy's flea market table is the bathroom. So you never want to go in this thing, but today I had to. So I jot past him. He's like, hey, good morning. Hey, gubbity boo bop bop. And he's like, da da da. He's always singing. Like that's it. He'll say hello, and then in the middle of singing. And I run to the bathroom, and what I like to do is I try to find the biggest stall. And so like there's this one that's just a little bit bigger. It was taken. So I'm in these little tiny stalls, and what sucks is this was in the winter, so I have my coat and everything. It's disgusting. You never sit down at these places. I never sit down in public. I don't even go to public bathrooms. Listen, I'm the guy. I'll go in the woods first. I don't know about you guys, but so oh, I can't believe I'm telling this. Okay, so there I am. I'm hovering over. I got my coat on. So I got this big, like, winter coat. I have my flea market bag hanging. There's a little hook. I have it thankfully hanging on that hook. I got my coat that I'm lifting up, and I'm like huddled over, like hovering over the thing, right? And I just have the worst, it was the worst. It was one of the worst things ever that I ever went to the bed. I don't know what happened. Maybe I was sick or something. I'm here having the worst morning of my life. Like, it's really the worst. And then the guy is cleaning. He's cleaning the bathroom, right? And I'm like, what's that smell? This guy is cleaning the bathroom, and he's like right outside my door. No one wants someone hanging out outside their door when they're going to the bathroom. Nobody wants that. This guy's just, I remember I could still see underneath underneath the stall, the mop going literally like into the stall where I'm at, like a little bit. And then he goes over to the next, and he's like heavy with this thing. And I'm like, what is that smell? It was so strong. I was like, oh, like I was getting lightheaded. I was like, oh man, what is this? I'm like, I was getting like really, like I was like getting doozy. And it's like, I'm getting triggered like right now just thinking about it. Little did I know, this dude was cleaning with straight bleach in an enclosed small area with all the windows shut. My throat was on fire. My throat was burning. I'm having the worst poop ever. I'm hovering with the winter coat. No one wants to poop in a winter coat. I'm hovering, having the worst bathroom experience I've ever had. And now I think I'm dying from bleach. I think I'm dying from bleach poisoning. It's literally right in my face, the fumes. And this thing is in close, so like we're hotboxing this little tiny bathroom with the windows closed for some reason. But they were so small. They were those basement windows. They wouldn't even have done anything. Maybe a little bit of breeze. And I'm just like, I'm getting woozy. I'm like, oh my god, what am I feeling right now? And I'm still like, I was like, and I'm trying to finish up as fast as I can while I'm like really like this room's spinning, my throat's on fire, like my eyes are itchy. And I remember I tried to finish, and I just jetted out of there right past him. And when I was outside, I was just like, I was just like this, like everything was spinning. It's like, you know when Elf, in the movie Elf, when Elf finally finds out he's a human? He finally finds out he's a human, and the room's all spinning and he falls? I'm like, what the? And I'm like, let me look this up. And I was looking up the things that I'm feeling, and it's like exposure to bleach. And I was like, because I didn't know at the time, I didn't know what he was cleaning with. I just thought, like, what's this guy doing? And so I found out that, and then you could, like, expose to that for a long enough amount of time, you could die. So it was like, breathe really deep, like rinse out. I can't remember all the things, but I was just like trying to take really deep breaths in the outside air. Oh, and it's scaring me right now thinking about it, because I don't have asthma, but like I probably could have asthma. Like that's how it is. Like especially in the winter, they have like, it's called winter asthma. But it's like anybody. If you try running in the winter, you know, it's like you're, I don't know. It's a thing, but. So I'm just like really like figuring out all this stuff, and I remember, I think I just started Googling all the things, and eventually I think it went away like a day later or something. But I was so, I'm like, I'm gonna die at the flea market. And like in the dumbest, like, what if I died, right? What if I died in the bathroom with my coat on, with my pants down, in that dirty bathroom at the flea market? What if I died because this guy cleans with straight bleach with all the windows shut? And I was just like, it's just it's such a ridiculous story that I'm just like, I have to share this with everybody, because first of all, it's so embarrassing, but then it's also like, imagine, what would you do? What would you do if you were in that situation? Like, you almost died at the flea market. And wow. Yeah. So I guess, you know what, my throat is definitely feeling better. It's coming back a little bit. It is Christmas time, and hopefully I could do a live soon. You guys who usually come to my lives, make sure you hit the notification button so you get notified when I go live, because we do live streams on YouTube and I take them down afterwards. I think I'm talking too much now because I'm starting to feel it, or I don't know if I'm getting triggered, but I'm starting to feel that feeling, and my throat still isn't 100%, so I probably shouldn't be talking this much. So I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, you comment, you leave comments down below. It helps the YouTube algorithm. You help support the channel. Hit that like button so more of my videos show up on your feed. It really helps out. And really leave comments down below and tell me, like, yo, you're gross for this one, or, you know, I'm glad you didn't die in that flea market. It's like, what would you do? I don't know. And till this day, I dread that bathroom, because you never know if it's gonna be your last. Stay great, guys. Love you all. I'm out of here. Bye. And don't poop in the flea market bathroom. Oh my god, that one's gross, dude.
I'm not happy with that move. I'm not happy with the last move.
Okay.
I just wanna toy hunt. I just wanna toy hunt.